Can you succeed as a part-time real estate agent? What I want to talk to you about today is how you can actually get full-time results as a part-time realtor, but there's 5 things that you need to do properly in order to actually achieve and succeed as a real estate agent if you're putting in part-time. Now, before we get into this, I'm going to talk about my story. Most people don't actually know that I started out as a part-time realtor and built massive momentum very quickly with doing the following strategies that I'm going to talk about. So let's talk about my story before the first 5 key things that you need to do to get full-time results as a part-time agent. So back in 2017, I got my real estate license in February 1st. Now, over the next 2 months, I was actually a part-time agent, but I did multiple transactions. So I was working as an engineer and I was putting in my time in the evenings, in the weekends. I was door knocking after work. I was doing open houses and showings and listing presentations on the evening. And I even did listing presentations on my lunch break at work, where I would drive to properties and do the listing presentation, then get back to work in order to continue what I was doing with my full-time job. But I was able to build up massive momentum using these 5 key strategies. So without further ado, let's get straight into how you can do the same. Now, the first thing, which is without question one of the most important things, is you need to have a plan. The reason why so many realtors fail who go part-time and never even make it to full-time is because they have no plan to get out of part-time. They kind of just go around the motions and say, well, I'm going to be part-time until I get enough deals to start going full-time, but they don't have a plan of how to get those deals. So they end up just going through the motions. And by the end of the year, they did no deals. They're still stuck in part-time and they'll never get to the point if they can be full-time. So you need to have a well-structured plan of exactly how you're going to make your exit strategy. To give you some context, I knew that as soon as I got 2 transactions firm, fixed, final, under contract, that I was going to leave my job as an engineer, which meant that I had about $16,000 of commission coming in, which would allow me to have the confidence to go full-time knowing that I had some money coming in. But without that plan, I would have just continued to do the next deal and then the next deal and hope I got so many deals that I would be able to go full-time. But without a plan, you're failing to prepare. And not only that, you need to have a well thought out schedule in order to align it with that plan. So for me, I worked from about 7 until 4:30 in the afternoon, and I knew that Monday to Friday I was going out and I was door knocking in the evenings from about 5 to 8 p.m. I knew that on the weekends I was spending the mornings cold calling and prospecting. I was spending the afternoons doing marketing, and then I was spending the evenings doing client meetings or additional work to continue to further my business. But I knew every single hour of the day what I was going to be doing to eventually get myself to go full time, which goes into number 2, which is part-time, not sometime. And that's a huge misalignment that a lot of part-time agents face, which is the fact that they're just realtors sometimes. They don't do it every day. They're doing it whenever it comes up, and they don't actually do part-time. Part-time is a part-time job. So for example, again, I worked from 7 till 4:30 in the evening, and then I worked 5 to 10 or 11 at night as a realtor. 5 to 10 on the conservative side is an additional 5 hours per day. The average person works 8 hours per day. That's true part-time. It's not sometime. I wasn't doing it whenever I got an inquiry. I wasn't doing it whenever I just felt like it. I was putting in an actual secondary job's worth of work into being a part-time agent and a full-time on the weekend from about 5 in the morning until 10 p.m. at night. So you need to make sure that if you want, or if you're expecting full-time results by being a part-time agent, you are actually putting in part-time work, not just sometime work. Now, number 3 is focusing only on the needs, not the wants. There's a lot of people that get into real estate and think that social media is just so fun, so I'm gonna put all my time and all my eggs in that basket. Or there's some people that get in and say, well, I'm just gonna rely on open houses because that's what people have told me works, so I'm gonna do the same. But the thing is you need to focus on the needs, not the wants. A lot of part-time agents focus only on what they want to do because they're part-time, so why do they really need to do all the hard stuff? You need to only be doing the hard stuff and finding efficiencies to actually scale it. So for example, I spend, as mentioned, 3 hours, 7 days a week, every single day prospecting, door knocking, cold calling, every day, no questions asked. It absolutely sucked, but it gave me the ability to very quickly transition into being a full-time agent and even getting full-time results while I was still a part-time agent, and finding efficiencies to make sure that you're not duplicating efforts and you're being extremely proactive with the effort that you're putting into your business. You see, it's not that difficult to get full-time results as a part-time agent, because to be completely frank, most full-time agents put in part-time work. They're saying that they work 10 hours a day, but they're endlessly scrolling on social media. They're endlessly just sifting the MLS to check out properties because it's fun. And they're doing stuff that is sucking time away. So you can get part-time results being a full-time agent, but vice versa, you can get full-time results being a part-time agent, so long as you're only focusing on the income producing activities. Now, number 4 is making sure that you're constantly practicing and training. We have the incredible ability to leverage social media as well as Facebook groups or Clubhouse or anything else in order to engage with other agents. So what I highly recommend, which is what I did, is make sure that you're constantly role playing, you're constantly practicing your listing presentation, you're always honing your skills, because as a part-time agent, you don't have the luxury of time to spend a lot on practicing your scripts, your objection handlers, and the strategies that you need to convert these leads that you're actually getting. So in order to do well, you need to make sure that you're always blocking off about 1 hour per day, every single day, solely dedicated to practicing and training and honing your craft. Now, number 5 is incredibly important, which is partnering with a full-time realtor. Now, why is this so important? The reason being is because there's going to be times that, let's say you get a listing, that somebody actually wants to view the listing while you're at work, or there's going to be times where a buyer wants to view a property while you are at work. And if you don't have these systems set in stone, people are going to understand that you are a part-time agent, and they're going to get the feeling like you don't have the time to allocate to actually helping them buy a property for the best price or sell the property for the most amount of money. You do not want people to get the hint that you're a part-time agent only putting in a certain amount of hours per day. They want somebody that's giving them undivided attention and is going to go above and beyond to make sure that they get the result they're looking for. So by partnering with a full-time agent, which may mean splitting some commission, will also give your sellers the confidence that no matter when somebody wants to check out their listing, when a buyer wants to view a property, you're going to be able to fulfill your obligation to those requests. So partnering with a full-time agent is going to make sure that people don't even know you're a part-time agent, because you're going to be able to service each and every one of your clients around the clock. So if you are a part-time agent, you need to make sure that you plan to actually get out of being part-time, because if you fail to do so, you're going to be stuck there, and with the extraordinary fees that come with this industry, you're probably never going to get there. But I want to see you get in, crush it, and start to become a top producing full-time agent. So if you have any other questions, please make sure to drop a comment below. Otherwise, make sure to like, subscribe, and we will see you guys next time.